Hello, Internet. Today, we are documenting the biggest crash out I've ever witnessed on Reddit. This is like the opposite of what happened on election night, where all of the Redditors and bots just went completely silent. But today, we will be witnessing every single left-wing echo chamber opinion about either the right, conservatives, Trump voters, everything you would expect. This is like basically Christmas for the channel, and I'm glad someone in the comments of the last video recommended it to me, but I'm probably going to keep the commentary to a minimum because we are going to be here for like an hour and probably 2 hours if I did it like I do my normal videos. But anyway, I just think this is the perfect demonstration of everything wrong with Reddit. So without further ado, let's get right to the posts. Alright, so as you can see, and this is only the post by the way, we're going to be going to the comments, but every single one of these is just a long ass either paragraph or crash out about what is currently going on or any of the events in the past. It's all, as you can see, about Trump, conservatives. We see Nazi get thrown around quite a bit. Fuck this presidency, conservatism is cancer. Trump voters are Nazis, period. Now, this is r/complaints, and this is supposed to be just a general complaint. It's not political complaints, it's complaints. But of course, you know how Redditors are. I know how Redditors are. So let's just start from the top and go down. Tesla owner 83. I hate Republicans because they never help anyone but rich people and racists. They control the smallest towns, but they are poor. If you can't fix a town of 2,500, how can they fix a nation of 330 million people? They control local TV. That's why they have so many low IQ voters. Free TV and free social media is designed to keep you programmed. The program is Republican. Conservative means to keep traditions. I hate mother-fudging Republicans, every one of them. So, holy shit. Is this a bot? This does not look human. This does not look like it was written by an actual person. But I love how they forget to mention all of the Democrat-run cities that have basically been run by Democrats for the past 25 years, multiple decades, that are also doing equally as shit, if not more shit. So I guess that would be inconvenient for them to point out, but I don't think we can compare the problems of a small town to that of, I don't know, multi-millions of people. I could equally say, if you have all this funding, how are your cities doing so bad? You know, you don't have a lack of resources, so what the fuck is the problem? I hate Republicans because they protect pedophiles. Just ask Jim Jordan. And how did you spell Jim wrong? The typical spelling of Jim is J-I-M. How the fuck did you get it to the actual like gymnasium? And I promise you, it's not just Republicans. Do you guys remember that Ketanji Brown Jackson, our Supreme Court member, was quite light on child sex abuse offenders? Just saying. If you want to point fingers, we can too. Nothing like an enlightened political take that boils down to everyone I disagree with is dumb. Please tell us more about your complex worldview. Republicans want trickle-down economics. You either know what that means or you don't. Oh, please enlighten us. Then there's the Republican supporters that feed off the hate of women, children, elderly, brown, immigrant, LGBTQ+, poor, disabled, and scientists. Yeah, Republicans are basically aliens that come down and look at all the vulnerable groups and just go and suck all their life force off just out of hate. Did you know Michelle Obama has a cock? See, these are the great comments that get deleted, unfortunately, by the moderators and admins of Reddit. God, it's so sad. This is what Reddit could be, guys. We're missing out on something. Bots gonna bot. Yes, they are. Fuck every conservative. I don't even care anymore. I'm not explaining a fucking thing. Of course you're not. We didn't expect you to anyway. I'm not spoon-feeding you reality just to be met with adult toddlers who stamp their feet and say no, that's not true without offering any evidence to back up their claim. This is a wild thing to say after you say you're not going to explain anything. Then they'll call to Grok on Twitter because they can't do research, thinking it'll back up their claim. Then Grok, the AI built by right-winger Elon Musk, still says they're wrong, and they'll just stomp their feet and say, well, the AI is wrong and it's all a conspiracy. Again, I don't even think Elon Musk is right-wing in this same way that they say other people are right-wing. If you look at Elon's beliefs, he's kind of everywhere, so again, I wouldn't expect this person to care about any of the nuance. just fuck them. I don't give a fuck about your opinions, but you're gonna write this whole thing telling us your opinions and we're supposed to care. I don't care that there's people that you don't like. I don't give a fuck if someone is an immigrant. I don't care about your feelings. I don't care about your religion. I don't care if you cry over people kicking you out of private social groups and think your free speech has been infringed upon. I don't care if people burn the flag. I don't care that you are offended by solar energy. I don't care if you're scared of black people. I don't care about sports. I don't care if men can't get their dicks wet. I don't care about the European American birth rate. I don't care if you're scared of homeless people. I don't care about your feelings. I care about freedom and people's actual rights. I don't care about the latest new thing that scares you. You're the weakest and most emotional people in the fucking world, which is why I'm writing a large Reddit post telling you how emotional I am about this issue. Everything hinges on your feelings, on how scared you are of everything. You want a government to hurt everybody you personally don't like and remove every single thing you personally don't like and call that freedom. You're full of shit. You're traitors to your own country, to humanity at this point. Fuck off, you're un-American. I cannot believe this got 48,000 upvotes and 143 awards from Reddit. Which admin put this on the front page? Because how is anyone taking this rant seriously? Fuck every conservative? This person needs to go touch some grass and talk to a real person because they're just building this online caricature of what they see and read about conservatives on a daily basis without actually, interacting with any of them. This is the most Twitter is not real life brain rot I've read in a long time, actually. Y'all remember when Reddit suddenly went silent after Trump was elected, almost as if all the funded bots that were made to post propaganda all vanished at once? Wow, I'm really surprised this is the top comment. This got 422 upvotes, which means this 100% is just bots. They're not even hiding it anymore. No, I will not fuck any conservatives. As a trans woman, they sure want to fuck me. Let me tell you, my DMs are 90% conservative men. Alright guys, this is the profile pic. Who here wants to fuck this person? I don't know, for some reason they give me blonde pizza cake comics vibes. Should I be saying that? Am I gonna get in trouble now? Shit. Conservatism is not compatible with empathy and good morals. I like how we actually haven't seen a definition of what these people consider conservative is, because obviously I'm not explaining a fucking thing. But still, I think that would bring about a really interesting conversation. I feel like we conflate labels and values all the time, so we use them so interchangeably that we don't actually know what we're talking about anymore. That's how it feels a lot of the time. Because each side has different factions of thoughts and beliefs, and using these blanket labels generally doesn't do well, unless we're talking about Redditors, then of course, everything I say applies to all of them, but you guys know I'm joking, come on. It's just unfortunate that the ones that actually do make decent arguments are drowned out by, well, these people. You should write fuck a few more times so people know you're serious. I'm not explaining a fucking thing. I can see that. I don't give a fuck about your opinions. Apparently you care enough to make this post, so I don't give a fuck if someone is an immigrant. You do realize that most immigrants from third world countries are conservative, right? And religious? I don't care about your feelings, but you expect them to care about yours, presumably? Or no, you don't want anyone to change. You just want to steep deep in your hate, right? I don't care if people burn the flag, says the dude whose greatest insult appears to be calling people un-American. I don't care that you're offended by solar energy. I know, this is a really weird one. LOL, does this come up a lot where you are? People taking offense over solar panels? Enough so it makes you a list of hateable things? I don't care if you're scared of black people. I don't care if you're scared of white people either, man, or bunnies, or tadpoles. You do you. I don't care about the European American birth rate. It's okay, things that take long-term thinking are hard, I understand. You're the weakest, most emotional people in the fucking world, says the dude ranting right here, shaking his fist at the sky in an emotional tirade against the worst collection of stereotypes his imagination can cobble together without stroking out. I don't care about your latest new thing that scares you. It's always fear with you types, phobias and fears, never reason and common sense, never rational thought. And this is why conservatives and liberals alike are at war. They each scrape together all the negative traits they've seen in one or the other group, and then come up with an amalgam that they can more easily hate. While you despise the intolerance and willful ignorance of conservatives, you go right ahead and commit it to back to the same degree. In fact, you are worse, for you have made the attempt at figuring out the problem, you have made the effort to be informed, and yet you still fall to tribal ignorance in your implementation. You bring no solutions to the table, only additional hates, insecurities, paranoias, and imaginary boogeymen. You are the very thing you despise, and you cannot see it because it is so close to you. How can you rationalize your moral superiority while proving your ignorance and prejudice on such a scale? Where is your educated grasp of nuance and fundamental understanding that people are motivated by their upbringings and experience as individuals, each slightly different from each other? Ask yourself, are you building a bridge here, or are you instead cementing division? What's your end goal, man? Are you all for humanity joining forces and hugging it out, or should we keep sharpening our knives? This only got 12 upvotes and 3 awards. That is such a shame, man. I agree with basically everything in this comment. And this one below it. In an actual non-Reddit world, this would be the #1 response. I find it ironic that on Reddit, which is filled with and modded by the craziest left-wing socialists on the planet, some dude rants for pages about conservatives. Can't make it up. And this comment probably got massively downvoted, which is why it has 87 replies, actually over 100 if you combine them, and only 12 upvotes. So sad. Bro, go offline, seriously. I know, right? You've spent far too long in left-wing echo chambers. You are angry with a caricature of conservatives that doesn't match any real conservative. Conservatives don't have a problem with immigrants. They have a problem with criminals illegally entering the nation and claiming to belong here. This is a nation of laws. No one is above the law, and as the left claimed when Trump was being charged. However, when it comes to criminal aliens, they are apparently above the law. Conservatives aren't scared of black people. In fact, conservatives treat black people with more respect than left-wingers do. When someone on the left speaks to a black person, the leftists will change speech patterns to be simpler, as though the black person couldn't understand normal speech. In fact, during Donald Trump's first term as president, a greater percentage of black people were gainfully employed in this nation than any other time in history. Conservatives don't care too much about sports on the whole. They do, however, care that the sporting events are fair. We didn't separate out women's leagues in sports because some people sometimes like to wear dresses. I don't think the left always does that, but there is a bigotry of low expectations that I see a lot of the time perpetuated in those circles, but I also see conservatives sometimes being pretty racist, so I think it goes both sides. At the same time, I think there are factions that both the left and the right need to essentially always be pushing back on, or they'll take over, you know? Those caricatures aren't what we are. We just unironically believe in all the dog whistles and are blissfully unaware of systematic destruction we bring to our nation's civil rights, economy, and infrastructure. And I won't further elaborate, but on the economy one, didn't we have an actual surplus for the first time since 2001? That is actually insane, and I don't see anybody talking about it. Conservatives have brain worms. Their amygdala is overactive and makes them afraid of the entire world. It's literally a brain disease. They're also unoriginal, but that's because they hate working on anything. Thinking is hard, so they reject education. Back in the day, they would just drop out of school, but now they go through the motions by cheating in college to survive. They suck the intelligence out of everything they're around, though. It ruins the experience for everyone else when you have to dumb everything down. Then there's the hypocrisy, but it's really just a fundamental apathy and inability to manage their emotions or think critically at all. Yes, they're hypocrites, but more often they're simply too stupid to read the news in the first place. It's a Dunning-Kruger situation. They're lied to by Fox News, and that just becomes truth to them because they don't ask questions of themselves or anyone. They're not interested and not interesting. Ignorance is bliss. It's an easy life. Everything is easy when you stop thinking in 5th grade. I don't even know where to begin with this comment. Is he actually making like the argument that there's literal brain worms and the people who become conservatives? This makes no sense at all. How did he get 38 upvotes? Holy shit, this entire comment section is just one massive war, and this is probably what you would see if Reddit moderators didn't just moderate the fuck out of everything. But anyway, let's move on. We still got plenty to talk about. Trump supporters are Nazis, and I wish nothing but the worst for them. If you voted for that man, genuinely fuck you. I hope you never experience happiness and live a life full of paying for your actions. You are the scum of the earth. 20 hours ago, 21,000 upvotes. Again, another post that a Reddit moderator or admin just ended up throwing on the front page probably. Why are there like 20 Trump is a Nazi posts on this sub daily? It's because it's a fucking bot farm. The post will continue until fascism improves. Unironically, people would bitch about Trump less if Trump did less shit worth bitching about. Now watch as maggots bitch about this. This isn't an argument though. This isn't even complaining about Trump. You're just calling him a Nazi. No, you're calling the supporters a Nazi. No further explanation, just nothing. There's nothing to engage with here. You're just calling people Nazis. What are we supposed to do with this information? Jarvis, I'm low on karma. Oh my god. I hope you never experience happiness. Misery sure does love company. I honestly think that MAGA is mostly people who never experience happiness. They always complain, and the only time they show happiness is when others suffer. Holy shit. The mainstream media has cooked millions and millions of people, just so much beyond anything that I could have even predicted, even back in 2016. This post needs more traction. No, the fuck it does not. Yes, OP is really breaking ground with this one. This is exactly why you lost and we're in a shit show right now. Fairly certain it's a bot writing these threads at this point. When will Redditors catch on? This still has, this one thing has 300 replies. Holy shit. 117, 104, and 89. That makes no sense. Do you genuinely believe that people voted for a lifelong, corrupt, fraud, lying, pedo, rapist, felon over a strong woman with decades of public service simply because they don't like people being mean to your Führer? Oh, and very quickly, I used to say Führer only because, one, I don't like the German language. Two, when I first read this word, I got the H and the R mixed up. I don't know why it happens. Like, this happened with the word supra as well. I always read it Serpa. I don't know, it's just something my brain does on occasion. But yeah, I like mocking the language, but someone said that it sounds like the furry pronunciation of it, so I'm gonna immediately stop calling it Führer because, you know, I'd rather not be a furry than, you know, mock the German language for being ugly. But anyway, this is exactly why people didn't vote for Kamala. I mean, this is one of the reasons, but using something that you couldn't control as a please vote for me is so fucking pathetic. If you didn't do this, I think it would increase your odds of winning by at least a double-digit percentage. And plus, everybody else is corrupt, everybody else commits fraud, everybody else lies. He wasn't even criminally convicted for rape. In fact, it was sexual assault, but also the statute of limitations was like, what, over 40 years ago? So there would be no evidence to prove that he did either of those things. And he wasn't really a felon. It was just a misdemeanor that was brought up to a felony for some novel legal theories. So when you throw all of these things at Trump, you'll start to realize why no one cares, because there's so much lying along the way that y'all have done to him that he becomes basically a martyr at that point. Like I said though, I think we need a full reset on government. Like after the Epstein files stuff, like please, can we get one? Yep, keep calling half the country racist, Nazis, and homophobes when most of the time none of those apply. It worked really well last election. You know what? I hope they keep doing it only for the content, alright? It makes great content. You guys are actually losing your minds. I love this comment. It triggered them so much that they had 70 more replies to it. And here's a funny one. I know this one has no responses, but it's definitely a bait post, and I think it's by a bot. I was going to vote for Trump, but he's not racist enough for me. Like seriously, he just isn't racist enough for me. Very light on the anti-Semitism, no Klan membership. Overall, I'm just really disappointed in him overall. Sorry, I just need to vent for a moment. Okay, buddy, get the fuck out of here. You're not clever. Every single person who voted for Trump is a piece of shit. 80,000 upvotes. If you're ill-informed, don't vote. And if you genuinely didn't know Trump was Epstein's bestest buddy in the whole wide world, you must have been under a fucking rock. I just assumed they didn't care, because they're all pieces of shit. Yes, we're the ones who didn't care when I didn't hear Kamala Harris say Epstein once. I didn't hear her say it one time. Like I said, the Democratic Party must be like borderline retarded. They had so many ways to absolutely dunk on Trump, and they took none of them. I don't know why. Even if you're lying, we all know politicians lie. You should have just done it anyway. 99% of the time, somehow their persuasive arguments just make me want to vote against them. It's crazy. Plausible deniability on taco herding minors is now dead. Anyone still supporting MAGA is protecting pedophiles knowingly. Protecting pedophiles is the same as being one. Then why don't you guys answer the question as to why the Biden administration didn't release the files? They were sitting on them for 4 fucking years. This would have been one of the biggest and best political dunks of all time. It's really one of the only reasons why I suspect that Trump isn't as involved in the files as other people are claiming. Even though obviously his behavior is super sketchy, it's just crazy that they didn't release them 4 years ago. Or during the Biden administration. This whole situation is just so fucked up. I don't really know what to think anymore. r/complaints having a normal one tonight. Does this sub do anything other than bash Trump? Aren't there already 700 other major subreddits that already do this full time? Nah, man, you don't understand. Reddit is one of the most well-oiled propaganda machines of all time, which is why my channel is getting so big every single day. And I don't know why anyone else didn't cover this. I mean, this is one of the most obvious things to do content on. In fact, I hope other people make channels like mine so that we can all work against Reddit together and expose it for what it really is. I'll even shout them out if you do. Who's gonna tell this dude about the Clintons and Epstein? I know, they were about to vote for fucking Hillary when there's no way in hell Hillary does not know about what Bill probably did with Epstein. Like I said, I think everybody is guilty to some degree. What's crazy though is I don't think the moderators can keep up because there's so many comments that go against this narrative here that I'm surprised they're just not deleted. If you voted for Trump, you're a fucking Nazi. You're a Nazi who wants other people to die. You want pedophiles to run free. And you want to murder all of our minorities. You want to bring Hitler back. You just did. Fuck all of you. Don't mind me hopping on the karma farm. This subreddit has turned into r/Trump's a Nazi. See, I don't even think, do these people actually even believe what they are saying anymore? It seems like it's all just for the updudes. It's entertaining, but the reality is if these people are at all serious, they don't have a Trump issue. They have severe mental health issues and need to be brought back into reality, or they're going to have a rough future. This is from someone who started voting in a time where most could agree to disagree and get on with life as normal after an election. Life around me has largely gone on the same since I've become an adult. You're in gooning subreddits and teenage subreddits. You either should A, grow up, or B, be investigated. Oh my gosh, yeah, r/teenagers is one that we're gonna have to do pretty soon. I'm trying to get one of my YouTuber friends to collab on that, but we'll see. If he doesn't want to do it, I'll just do it anyway. Look, I'm all for hating on conservatives, but can this sub please complain about something else? Even the people on your side are upset with you. Come on, change the topic, please. I disagree with you, so you are all Nazis. The left failing to see how off-putting this narrative is to the public yet again. The fact that Trump won should tell you a little something about how the left have failed, but you'd rather have a circle jerk around how virtuous you are. It's depressingly funny to watch, and that is why my channel exists. Fuck yeah. Found the Nazi, he's right there. Wait, I think I've seen this guy before. Maybe this is just a way some people dress up their avatars, but I swear to God I've seen this before. And this is so cringe, a Reddit warrior, what the fuck? I respect the grind, bro. You know, I would too if literally every other Redditor didn't do the exact same fucking thing. This is what life without a hobby looks like right here, guys. Conservatives are the worst pieces of shit to infect the modern world. LOL, y'all are filth. I love how you guys try to chin stroke your way around the constant disprovements y'all get confronted with. PS, LMAO, half the negative responses to me are literal bot accounts with almost no other post history. Seriously, check my own comment history calling them out. Also, the real humans dumb enough to jump on me. Tell Trump to release the Epstein files. Stop making the front page of popular. Oh my god, even a mod says it. 26,000 upvotes, by the way. I'm only here to read the comments and eat my popcorn. Me too, brother. I used to consider myself a conservative because they care about the Constitution. Then I realized that conservatives actually suck and don't offer much freedom. For instance, no abortion, and they tend to be religious so much so they end up not caring about the Constitution. Doesn't the Constitution stand for life, liberty, and property, and doesn't abortion completely destroy that first one? Just saying, you know. What a brave take to post on Reddit, 74 upvotes. To be honest, I'm surprised the OP was able to post such a controversial opinion. I appreciate the mods for letting this one slide. Thank you, mods. But actually, I do appreciate the mod for not just deleting all of the comments they don't like, you know? It's actually a rare event. Classic Reddit moment, 271 replies, holy shit. Karma farming cellar dwellers. I actually like that, cellar dweller. At least it's more original than Nazi. This post reminds me that the majority of Redditors are scarcely literate bozos. They can read and write, they just can't think. Either way, I disapprove. Show us on the doll where the orange man hurt you. Sorry, I'm not a 16-year-old beauty pageant model. I heard conflicting information. Were they like 16 or were they adults? I know that Howard Stern interview, but I never got clarification of whether they were adults or teenagers. I mean, it's fucked up either way, but still, it does make a difference. Just curious, what exactly is the complaint here? That conservatives exist? That they argue back? You went full dehumanization mode over people having different views. No argument, no specifics, just rage and projection. Also, if you're gonna posture like an intellectual, maybe learn the difference between disprovements and actual words. You see, you don't need arguments if the other person is a Nazi, didn't you know? Hey you're finally awake, and if you voted for Trump, you are a fascist, racist Nazi. You were trying to cross the border, right? Walked right into that orange-faced fascist ICE agents again? Same as us and that overeducated New York Times reader over there? Damn you, Trump. The US was nice and stable before you showed up, tweeting like a madman at 3 a.m., calling every opponent a communist or a loser, and now look at us, locked up in a cage like it's an ICE raid again. And you there. You with the Make America Great Again hat, what's your deal, huh? Thought the Mexicans should go back to Mexico, do you? Me, I'm just a simple man. I believed in facts and climate change. Next thing I know, I'm being labeled fake news and dragged off to the gulag in Guantanamo. Nazis, fascists, the whole damn continent's gone mad. But here comes Trump riding in on a golden escalator claiming Epstein's list is rigged by Democrats. And the worst part, he's not even the real president. He just declared it on Truth Social and everyone went along with it. What the fuck? I was into politics when I was 12 or whatever. The other kids in the block would say, I'm going to play a quarterback for the Cowboys. And I would say, I'm going to help the Democrats win every election. They'd laugh and... and say, you dork, go back to the chess club. Well, who's laughing now? Yes, I was in the chess club. Oh my god, dude, these troll posts are so good. It's such a shame they only got 2,000 upvotes. I just joined this sub. I'm never leaving this sub. Yeah, it's like watching the Special Olympics. What are you, ableist? Man, is this sub just like devolving into irony? Is that what we're witnessing here? You are totally correct. Well said. Truthful, honest, thank you. The PSYOP effort is in overdrive recently. I love schizo posters. Me too, man, but you know, sometimes it's hard to tell between all the other ones we looked at, but this is certainly also a gem. The actions of Donald Trump have solidified why I haven't spoken to my parents since 2017. When my parents admitted to me they voted for Donald Trump in 2016, I ceased all contact with them. The actions by Donald Trump on imposing tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China, cutting funding to federal agencies, and deporting anyone who is not white have solidified my decision and continuing to cease all contact indefinitely. My parents have missed my wedding, my first 2 children, owning my first home, and becoming happy and successful in my life. They will likely miss the rest of my life. I urge others to cut contact with those who support Republicans, Donald Trump, fascism, Nazism. We need to stand tall in the face of growing oligarchy in this country. 33,000 upvotes from 2 days ago. And if that isn't a bot name, I do not know what the fuck is. What in the hell is that? Oh yeah, guys, this totally isn't a bot, but I'm so glad that they got 33,000 upvotes. Wow. As unfortunate as it is, I think you're 100% justified in cutting them out of your life. Personally, I'm sick of reading op-ed pieces decrying the loss of civility and treating the breakup of families as the greatest tragedy ever. Yeah, it's sad, but it isn't the real tragedy. The real tragedy is people choosing to be Nazis. Losing friends and family is just a consequence of them being Nazi scum. Oh my god, this may be a bot, but this guy certainly isn't a bot, but is just as sad and pathetic. You know, I'm reading The Rise and the Fall of the Third Reich by William Schreier right now, and if I keep having to hear this word, I might lose my fucking mind. Holy shit, dude. This is one of the most painful things about Reddit, is that I just can't escape the constant use of this word. Like, please, give me a break. Oh my god, guys, we have someone actually defending the bots. This is a totally legit username, and also take a peek at the profile. No posts, no comments, just blank. So, they obviously want privacy. Do you think a person doesn't exist unless they have a Reddit history, or a person with a Reddit history is somehow unimpeachably honest? Bro, you cannot be serious. Some people need, like, there needs to be an internet history class where, it goes over trolling and like how to identify bots and stuff. I'm sure someone on YouTube's already done it, but maybe I'll do it. I despise Trump, check my post history, but this feels like a troll/bot post directed by people who want to further destabilize the US by sowing more division in our minds. Thank fucking God. It's too bad that this comment wasn't the top comment, but this one was. It is not constructive to take conservatives seriously. Conservatives, at the end of the day, simply want to whine and hold back progress. They fear change and difference. They attack everything they don't understand. They are proud of their ignorance and comforted by it. They expect to be treated equally but treat no other as an equal. Conservatives deny science. Conservatives are anti-intellectual and frown upon education. Conservatives argue against social, legal, and institutional change. Conservatives worship the wealthy and do everything they can to make their lives easier. Conservatives are responsible for making the US government more authoritarian. Conservatives block progressive policies, but don't come up with solutions of their own. Conservatives impose their religious beliefs on others. Conservatives base their politics in large part on doing the opposite of liberals out of spite. Conservatives are driven by fear, and their fears of others make them bigots. Conservatives are a detriment to society, and all they do is jeopardize the lives of anyone who isn't conservative. They are beholden to the past and their own ignorance of the world. Enough is enough. These people are doing real damage that cannot be reversed. 3,000 upvotes and 4.3 thousand comments, holy shit. But they got 14 fucking awards? Echo, 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 echo. Damn, it's so loud in here. Echo, echo, echo. Yes, that's right. Everything you don't like is simply due to the echo chamber. Why don't you go back to the conservative Reddit where they don't let most people post and you'll be safe from the echo. Holy shit. What is this comment? This has to be a bot, right? This is a bot? Oh my god, guys, this is not a bot. This is not a bot. Oh my god, pot kettle. Finally. I was actually going to say this, but he did a good job. Political brigading bots are working overtime on this subreddit this week, and yes, they are. This attitude was quite effective in the last presidential election. Yes, it was. Keep on doing it, please. Show me how retarded you are. Please, keep doing it. Definitely striking a nerve with the deplorables. Oh god, we have a Hillary fanboy over here. I don't know how many times I've selected to mute, ignore, etc. this subreddit, but it keeps reappearing and giving me this shit on my feed about people complaining about politics and conservatives. Kindly fuck off your shit, Reddit. No, then the echo chamber wouldn't be doing its job. Do you not understand? This is by design. This is entirely by design. Oh look, it's another bot because it's almost constructed in the exact same way. Holy shit. Anyone supporting Trump is a disgusting pervert. Yep, you heard me. You're a pervert if you support him. He's clearly a sex offender. Countless women have spoken about how inappropriately he acted with them. He was found liable for sexual abuse. He was best friends with 2 convicted pedophiles and human traffickers. He sexually abused women and girls of all ages. The worst is he has been so proud and unashamed of his actions. There are countless interviews of him talking about being a sex predator and laughing. Why else is his administration not releasing the Epstein files? He's a horrible human being. The line has been drawn. You're disgusting if you support a pedo, and we are enemies regardless if we're both Americans. Again, how many more of the same posts do we fucking need? We get it. The only real difference between me and them is that I want the machine fully reset, but they want the machine to keep going as long as the Democrat is in office, which is very different. What the fuck is going on in the sub? The same thing that has been going on the entirety of Reddit for the past, 8 years. Bless this sweet summer child for not using Reddit that often, probably. Yeah, exactly. This isn't that bad. Fuck this presidency. We have a pedophile, a rapist, a convicted felon, a racist, and an all-around piece of shit in office. How did we get here? I think almost every person in a major political office is a piece of shit one way or another. At least we can agree on that. But my god, does Trump take the cake? This guy is something else. Was it really not seen as a big deal before recently that he was a buddy-buddy with the guy who turned out to have one of the biggest pedophile rings in the world and was using, abusing, torturing, raping, and molesting all these young girls? Of course his followers will just turn a blind eye to that. I really don't think they are. They'll leech off of Joe Biden making some really weird or creepy comments, but think Trump shit's gold when the evidence is all but laid out for the world to see. MAGA is literally a cult. Yeah, which is totally why he is seeing the most pushback he ever has in the last 12 years of his political, endeavors. I've never seen a group of people get so up in arms to defend someone that doesn't give a single shit about them, except literally basically nobody is defending him. I just don't understand how we as a country got here. This is ridiculous. This piece of shit has done multiple unconstitutional things, is unprofessional, and continues to make an ass out of himself on TV and embarrasses America in front of the entire world. Fuck this guy. And then he goes on and says, it really is telling of the state of our country and the people in it when stating your disgust with who is in office is somehow relegated to karma farming. Truly baffling. The people here defending Trump or brushing off what he's done are part of the problem. This isn't even a matter of opinion anymore. There's evidence against him that's just being ignored because why not? 22,000 upvotes. Yeah, I don't believe that this guy hasn't seen the other 100 posts that basically say the exact same thing, but he just needed to give his grand statement on complaints. God, I'm getting so tired. I don't even know what time in the video it is right now, but holy shit, I've been going at this for an hour 30 just non-stop. Trump has done one good thing. He's revealed that there are tens of millions of Americans too dumb to spot the world's most obvious con man. That points to a failure of public education. Yet, I mean, you guys wanting to keep funding the Department of Education for some reason, even though you're saying it's one of the biggest failures of all time. If you complete high school but believe that Trump won the 2020 election or was stolen or that vaccines don't work, public education has failed you. I mean, I can say the exact same thing when half the public thinks that there are more than two genders, which is something even more simple to understand than fucking vaccines or the way elections work. We can go back and forth all day long if you want. Conservatism is cancer. Maybe at some point it wasn't, but it sure the fuck is right now. Self-identified conservatives made the conscious lifestyle choice to stand behind and fund misanthropy in every form. They fund abuse, values that self-identified conservatives choose to adopt. Homophobia, racism, xenophobia, transphobia, misogyny, toxic masculinity, completely and utterly harmful, fatally false health information. Fucking measles, fuck you measles spreading dipshits, genocidal tendencies, rampant and systematic child abuse, supremacist ideologies. There is nothing good there. There is no good intention, no excuse. Supremacist ideologies are abnormal behavior. It is fucked. Only fucked up people have delusions of grandeur to a point of wanting to eradicate an entire people they have never met. Only fucked up people look at children and want to take food away from them. Conservatism is cancer. Anyone who calls empathy a weakness should realize they would have died by infancy if there was no such thing as empathy. You are alive because random strangers had empathy. There are zero valid excuses to support this cancer. Fuck your stupid jobs. Conservatism caused this crisis, not immigrants. Fuck your ridiculous abuse-dependent economy. Conservatives will whine about taxes, welfare, while their mouths are still full of parasite-class dick. An abuse-dependent economy deserves to crash. Industrialized narcissism deserves to crash and burn. Fuck conservatism. Conservatives choose hate over literacy. Conservatives choose measles over meals for kids. Conservatives are abusers, always have been, always going to be. It is a lifestyle choice that can be given up at any time, and only a bona fide abuser will find every excuse to keep getting their jollies. Fuck conservatism. This person got 3,000 upvotes and 3 little awards for their large, completely schizophrenic rant. True conservatism looks a lot more like liberalism, small government, small corporate influence, working class oriented, conservative of resources and waste, fiscally conservative, health conscientious. Oh my god, someone said it. This is really what I think about when I think of ideological conservatism in my mind. And if I boil down a lot of the arguments when I do talk to conservatives, this is really the values that they're based off of. Seems a very reasonable and rational post. Typical Reddit political post these days, completely unhinged. It's the same post every day. Do these people not get bored? That's what I'm saying, but this guy makes a good point. Bots do not get bored. Good job. I think you hit every buzzword in this one. You even used some I haven't heard before. 10 out of 10 crash out. This subreddit is now just rage baiting and I live for it. Take your meds. Are you still in high school? The legitimate questions. Except bots are only programmed to have the mind of high schoolers, so that's where they get it wrong. Trump voters are Nazis, period. If you voted for him, you are a Nazi. There is no discussion. You are a Nazi and should be silenced. 1.3 thousand upvotes and 1.1 thousand comments. Bro, this sub is getting so spammed with this idea of calling people hollow insults. Hey, they paid good money for these posts and upvotes. Sub muted, problem solved, except that doesn't actually solve the problem. I think you still see them on popular. Sounds like something a Nazi would say. Listen up, you MAGA chuds. If you voted for Trump, you're not just a Nazi. You're probably saluting a swastika flag in your mom's basement while chanting Hail Drumpf. There's no wiggle room, no. I just liked his policies, cop-out. You're a card-carrying, tiki torch-waving Third Reich stain. As a proud Democrat who's been phone banking for Kamala since 24, I'm out here fighting the good fight. I've got a defund the Nazis stickers on my Prius, and I agree, Trump voters are a walking hate crime. No discussion, no debate, just straight up fascist vibes. You're not economically anxious, you're just dreaming of licking boots in concentration camps. We need to silence these clowns ASAP, cancel their X accounts, get them off Reddit, and maybe even get their IP addresses banned from the internet. I miss the old days where everyone watched trusty CNN or MSNBC and accepted the cold, hard facts. My wife's boyfriend says he's ready to lead the charge at the next Antifa meetup. He's got a killer playlist for it too. If you're not with us, you're against us. And if you're against us, you're basically Himmler reincarnated. Oh my god, I love this dude. You, sir, are stunning and brave. I would salute you, but I can't raise my arm that high at the moment. My heart goes out to you. Dude, this is what I wish Reddit was. Holy shit, this site would be so much better. If they just focused on the memes, man, I would love it so much. Can I just have the karma? I'm tired, y'all, and don't have the energy today for Trump bad. Just give me some karma. Just because you admitted it, sure. Now, these are the wholesome moments that I love to see on Reddit. Can I get a W in the chat? Hello everyone, Trump equal bad man. I fucking hate that Trump guy, what a Nazi. Why would anyone vote for such a Nazi? Everyone who voted is now a Nazi too. Stay away from me, Nazis. Oh my god, he's getting ratioed for mocking them. The best part about all the karma farming rage bait posts is that they're nearly indistinguishable from actual posts. That's how unhinged a typical Reddit user is. They truly believe they are all living under a full-fledged dictatorship, and there are literal death camps and genocide in America. That is true, but I do have to support them backhandedly or I would not have a channel, so I say keep it coming. Yeah, everyone's complaining about Trump and it won't fucking stop till he's gone, as it should be. If you can't see the negative consequences of the Trump administration and you think all the complaining is over nothing, it's because you're stupid, lazy, ignorant, and more likely than not deeply immoral person with sickening antisocial, anti-human, anti-freedom values, and making fun of the outrage isn't going to make it go away when your fucking guy is a pedophile fascist. Of all things to spend your time defending, pedophilia and fascism are the most evil, stupid, pathetic, and sickening. If Jesus was here on earth, he would condemn Trump as the Antichrist. Oh boy, we got a new buzzword, or not new necessarily, but new for today. Of course, his despicable cabinet is included. I don't think Trump is some kind of literal demon, but the ideologies which possess him are worse than if demons were real. Fascists are against humanity. Thank you, Downtown Access. We really needed the 207th Trump bad post of today, or we wouldn't know. I'm glad he is adding to the conversation. Alright, and before we wrap this up, let me just scroll down to see how many more posts there are like this. Trump equal bad, Trump equal bad. Trump supporters are awful. Trump is just awful. I hate that guy. Nazi, 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 Nazi. MAGAs are now defending Epstein. Before Trump came along, I never thought I'd see conservatives supporting this kind of evil degeneracy and unchristian-like behavior, but now they fully embrace it. American civic virtue has utterly collapsed. 13,000 upvotes. Yeah, I don't see very many people supporting Trump on him not releasing the fucking Epstein files. You know, that's kind of what he fucking ran on, but you know, whatever. Why Trump isn't just another president and why that matters. Trump supporters are actively protecting a pedo. This sub is nothing but karma farming losers. Oh, something we agree on. I would like to complain about the people complaining about the people complaining about Trump. Oh my god. I'm a conservative and I hate Trump. 10,000 upvotes. Oh wow. So this definitely isn't just a fucking karma farming post. I'm voting blue all the way down. Vote blue in 2026. Thank you. I'm conservative and I hate Trump. Oh wow. More karma farming. Down with Trump. I got a complaint. What the fuck is this sub and why is it suggested to me? Only Donald Trump complaints. When did this become a Trump hate circle jerk? MAGA is made up of zero-sum thinkers who are incapable of seeing that Donald Trump and his big beautiful bill are going to make working conditions for everyone, including them, more miserable than they already are. ICE is not the Gestapo, it's the American SS ass. Trump is slowly killing our country. We need change now. MAGA is tearing our country apart. Fuck ass people. I fucking hate people. Blah, blah, blah. Is Trump in here somewhere? Probably. Who cares? I hate Trump and all of his supporters are racist, Nazis, bigots, and pedos. Blah, 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 blah. God, I hate Trump so much. Trump is bad and Nazis are bad. Liberals are the best. I love Kamala. Trump outlived Ozzy, unfortunately. Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne did die today. R.I.P. The legend himself. I hope he takes a crazy train to heaven. Alright guys, well, you know exactly what it's been like. 2 hours later, here I am. I think we should deport 77 million Americans. Trump is just awful. I hate that guy. Are they repeating? I think they're repeating, or someone's just copy pasting. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I know this video was long, but I just wanted to document the crash out. I skipped a lot, if you didn't realize, because a lot of it was just repeat of the same fucking information. But I just had to make a point. Sorry for hitting the mic. But anyway, guys, on to the patrons, and I will be live streaming tonight, so stick around for that. Thank you to everybody who donated in this stream last night. Our previous base god, Nika Bob, our new base legend, Eswanti Brapper, or Eswatini, I think? Yeah, Eswatini Brapper. Our new super base members, Ayatollah Kamane, I think that's how you say it, the Golden CPU, Navos, and our new base certified member, Saint the Sock. Thank you so much, and thank you to all of our other base gods, base legend, super based, and base certified members. I will see you a little later after this video, where we're going to be streaming. I don't know what we're going to be doing yet, but we're going to be streaming, so see you soon, guys. Peace.